Welcome to My Long Island TV. From Manhasset to Montauk, we have traveled our communities to bring you the following events. I'm your host, Waldo Cabrera. My Long Island TV starts now.
Let's take a look at that Dietrichson claim. Accident and double indemnity.
We have a really special event tonight. It's the 70th anniversary of Double Indemnity, the quintessential film noir from 1944. And our special guest is Victoria Wilson. Victoria Wilson has written an acclaimed biography of Barbara Stanwyck.
I was thinking about that dame upstairs and the way she had looked at me. And I wanted to see her again, close, without that silly staircase between us.
Double Indemnity may well be the most imitated film ever made. There are more films that are variations on Double Indemnity than any other film. Syndicate films and Little Caesar and Public Enemy, the hardcore gangster films, that's not film noir. Film noir is about crime that invades middle-class characters. They're very moral films because they always show that crime doesn't pay.
I want you to be nice to me, like the first time you came to the house.
It's not easy to get into the life and be able to properly tell the life of a person, especially an icon in American theater.
Truer words were never said. I made a list of books that I would want to read, and Barbara Stanwyck's name was on that list. And I thought, nobody's written a serious book about her. This was an actress who could do anything. And so I set out, just following my instinct, not knowing really what I was doing.
In this world that we have with Twitter, and everybody just getting the information in 140 characters. From a marketing standpoint, it seems to me that counterintuitive that you wrote a book as big in 2 volumes in this day and age.
When I first started writing this book, it was 15 years ago, there was no internet. It was you go to the source and you do your homework. And I went to all of the libraries, all of the archives. I found as many people as I could. Most of the research is original. If you're interested in 140 characters, you're not going to want this book. What surprised me? Well, the relationship that she had with her son. She and Frank Fay, who was her first husband, adopted a boy. It came at a terrible time in the marriage, but she insisted on adopting this boy. Anyway, her relationship, it's a very long, interesting but dark story that only gets darker in volume 2.
You mean you want him to have the policy without him knowing it? And that means without the insurance company knowing that he doesn't know it. That's the setup, isn't it?
Is there anything wrong with it?
Double Indemnity, which is basically the gold standard when it comes to film noir. Where do you rank that film in terms of her body of work?
She makes a movie in 1937 called Stella Dallas. She makes Golden Boy. She works with Cecil B. DeMille and makes Union Pacific. She makes Remember the Night. And those movies from 1937 all the way up begin the apotheosis of her career. It really reaches the summit with Double Indemnity. I could give a seminar on being a publisher and publishing a book. When I printed out the manuscript, I read manuscripts that are so much more polished, and I thought the writer has to go away and make this readable for me. And then the writer is me. That manuscript, by the time I got done with it, it looked like a cat's cradle. I had sort of taken it apart and pieced it together, and that's 800 pages.
What would you recommend to any person that wants to get into this realm of being a biographer?
Whether you're writing a biography, whether you're writing a novel, whether you're writing poetry, follow your instinct. And that's what I did. I sort of turned my life and my will over to this book and said, I am going to trust that it will take care of me.
I think you're right.
I think you're swell, as long as I'm not your husband.
Get out of here.